Hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita, and I'm back with another live video. So, in this live video, you guys, I want to talk about the 3 habits that's going to keep your credit score over 750. Now, a lot of people, they just don't understand that maintaining your credit or even having good credit is just some basic principles. If you do the basics, you're going to have your credit score over the 750 mark. So I want us to go over that. I actually haven't been my phone, so I want to go over those with you all. And if you all have any questions, make sure you guys drop your questions down below, because I'm going to make sure I answer those questions as they come in. How are you guys doing tonight? I finally got the baby to go to sleep. I was just like, oh my gosh, you got to go to sleep. I could not go live last time. And I was like, okay, you got to go to sleep. You got to go to sleep. I've been training him on his sleep. So I've been having so much more time, which is really good. And I got some good news for everybody too. That's good. You're doing good. I got some good news. So remember I told you guys last time I went live, I said, okay, I'm going to start opening my calendar up March 1st. So I actually opened my calendar up, everybody. Now it's only a 2-hour time slot during a day that I can take calls, but I open my schedule up so that you guys can even have that time to even talk to me or ask me any questions you have. So let me drop that link. So if you all want to get in if you guys want to talk to me, maybe you have questions, if you're a current client right now, you're part of membership, then you can schedule an appointment. If you're not, you can still schedule an appointment, but I actually got my calendar. So everybody can go ahead and schedule them appointment. Now, if I see, like, if my schedule gets, if I see that you schedule a time, like I'm going to say like a few days ahead of time, if for some reason my schedule get too booked and you're not a client, I may have to push you back. I may have to push you back, because the first question is I ask you guys is, are you a client? So just understand that. Good evening. All is well. That's good. I'm doing really good. I'm just happy to feel like a normal human being. I know I haven't been posting my workout videos, you guys, but I signed up for a 5K. So I've been running 3 times a week. This week was my first time running every day this week. Well, my 3 times a week. I'm still lifting, and I'm lifting a lot now. And I can feel it getting really heavy, but I'm still able to do it, which I'm surprised I'm able to do. I think I'm like 70 pounds. If you guys are following like my weight loss journey, like 70 pounds when I lift the different machines. So next week I got to go to 80 pounds. Some machines I'm gonna stay where I'm at though, but I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. So let's get into these 3 things. I do not want us to, because the questions are going to keep coming. So I don't want to get behind on the questions. So let's go over these 3 things. The first thing, just pay your bills on time when they're due. If you just do that simple thing, your credit score will stay over 750. And it's a basic thing. When you get bills, you know you have to pay them. Pay them. If you cannot pay them, you need to go ahead and call the company and let them know that you cannot pay it. A lot of times you got bills you have to pay, that's medical bills. It's probably 10, 20, sometimes even $50 that you guys know you need to pay, and you just think, I'll pay it later, I'll pay it later. Next thing you know, they send it to collection and you just forget all about it. They send it to collection and now it's on your credit report. But all you have to do is just pay that bill. It's really that simple. And now you're fighting with that collection. We wouldn't have charge-offs if you paid your bills on time. At least the minimum payment, it wouldn't be a such thing as charge-offs for you anymore. Your credit score will stay over a 750. You won't have any late payments on your credit reports. Your credit score is going to stay over that 750. So it's just really the basics of just make sure that you're paying your bills on time. Like literally, that's like number one. If you just pay your bills on time, a lot of problems won't even happen. Like I said, you can't get collections, charge-offs, or any of that if you're just paying your bills on time. Now, I know it's easy just to say pay your bills on time. I was talking to a lot of people this week. You guys have a lot of credit cards, and a lot of people have horrible utilization. I always tell you guys, don't spend more than 5% on a credit card. And I see you guys are maxing out your credit cards. The utilization is really, really high. So let's talk about number 2. Number 2 is you only spend what you can afford. do not max out your credit cards, and you know you cannot afford to pay that minimum payment, and add that to your monthly budget, which a lot of people don't even have a budget. But only spend what you can afford, especially on your credit cards. You do not want to have a balance set on your credit cards. I don't understand. For those people that say they want to get a house, they want to get a car, they want to, they want to travel, they want to do this, they want to do that, but then you leave a balance in your credit card and then you can't even keep up on your credit cards. Make sure you guys are only spending what you can afford, because if you're only spending what you can afford, at any time you can pay off whatever it is that you owe. Or you're probably using your credit card like me. Like, I would use my credit card, but I'm making sure I pay it in full by the statement date so I don't get charged any interest. So just understand, just pay what you can, only spend what you can afford. If you do that, you guys will be good. Your credit score will stay over that 750. Because again, if you can spend what you can afford, you won't have problems with collections. You won't have charge-offs. You won't have these different things in your credit reports. You won't have late payments. All of that will be avoided. And then if you spend what you can afford, you're probably not out there racking up a lot of inquiries too, because you probably already built out your credit at this time. If you haven't, you starting to build out your credit, and you making sure that you just don't max out credit cards. You making sure that you just don't apply for a whole bunch of different credit cards that's not good for you. Like, I know I posted videos. Somebody asked me to make a video about the Fortiva card. Somebody asked me to make a video about the Milestone card. These different cards, those are not cards that I'm going to suggest that you all have, because as soon as you get that card, a lot of times you paying like $100 or $175 before you even get the car. They're going to take it right out the limit, and that's going to damage you. So let's go to point number 3. So again, the key things is this: just make sure you're paying your bills on time. Your credit score is really going to stay over that 750. I'm telling you, these simple things, if you follow them, you won't have a problem. You're only spending what you can afford. You're not maxing out credit cards and letting that balance sit on a credit card, because it's going to lower your credit score. So you don't have that problem. Now, this is the last thing. Like I said, racking up inquiries. You make sure you think before you act. If you just think before you act, oh my gosh, you guys, that's going to help a lot. Think about it. If you're trying to buy a house, if you're trying to get a car, you're not going to go out there and rack up your credit reports with a lot of inquiries, because that's going to drop your credit score. You're not going to max out your credit cards, because it's going to lower your credit score. Like, it's really that simple. You're going to think like, okay, I don't want to do that. Or for those people, some people trying to do like quick fixes with their student loans. My goal this year is to pay off my student loans. That's my goal, to pay off my student loans. Paying off the car, next is the student loans. I'm going to make sure I think before I act. Like, I'm going to make sure if I want to pay off my student loans, I'm not spending unnecessary money. I'm doing what I need to do to pay off those loans. Now, if you guys just do these simple things, if you just think before you act, you pay your bills on time, and you just spend what you can afford, you won't have certain problems. You won't. Your credit score is going to stay over that 750, and you're going to be good. Now, again, if you want to get your credit score over that 750, just make sure that you're paying your bills on time. You're paying your bills on time. Make sure you have 4 credit cards added to your credit reports minimum. You can have more. Go ahead and get more credit cards, but 4 credit cards minimum. You guys have at least 1 or 2 installment accounts on your credit reports, and that's going to help really boost your credit score. Don't forget, installment accounts can be like a car loan, some student loans. Student loans are really helping you guys, especially if you don't have late payments. Leave your student loans alone. So your car, your student loans. I told you guys about Self, because they'll report an installment account onto your credit reports, and it's basically you saving. So I really like that. And just make sure you have at least 1 to 2 installment accounts. In your 4 credit cards, pay your bill on time, your credit score should get over that 750. And if you have anything negative on your credit reports, you want to make sure that you are removing those negative accounts. Now, thinking about removing the negative accounts, don't forget, I got my exclusive membership. You guys can definitely sign up for it. And it's for people that need to start working to remove your accounts from your credit reports. I've been going over so many people filed lately, and I see a lot of different things. I see that we have been very good with removing late payments from student loans, which is really good. I'm really excited about that. We've been really good with removing those student loans from late payments. If you guys are like a part of exclusive membership, what we're doing for those people that's really getting their student loans repaired, we're sending a letter directly to the student loan company. And it's really my late payment removal letter that I have. You guys can see that right in the description, but it's really the late payment removal letter that we using, and I have it for you all. So that is really being very successful. A lot of collections coming off of credit reports, which is really good. And I just implemented something else within the company too, where if you guys are getting the collection letters, we're able to follow up with them to make sure it's not added to your credit reports. And then I want to start teaching you guys about settling some of your debts too. That's if we're going to decide to just pay it, not everything you want to pay, but I'm setting up so that we can go ahead and help you all respond when you get those letters from the collection company, because I see a lot of people not responding, and they'll get their credit repaired completely clean, right? Everything that's negative is removed, but then you start seeing these new companies come onto the credit reports, and it's because they're getting letters in the mail and they're not responding. So we need to make sure that you all are responding. So now I have that within the company, and you probably already seen if you a client already. It's called the premium disputes, and now we have it so that we can actually send 3 rounds of letters to the companies, and it's just so vigorous. It's going to make sure that my goal is to make sure that nobody literally have to go more than 6 months. Like literally everything should be cleaned up on your credit reports. Everything should be settled out, or whatever you have going on, and you should be able to purchase. And that's just like for the people. Some people have like 40 to 50 accounts. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Some people have that many accounts. And even if you have that many accounts, that's why I said 6 months, because something like that, we got to take our time and get that stuff taken care of. But I want to make sure that they can be done before the 6 months. So I think we are very on track with that. So I'm so excited about that, everybody. But let's go ahead and look at some of these questions, because I do not want them to pile up. Can I apply for 2 of the same credit cards at the same day with Capital One? When I had Capital One, I applied for 2 credit cards the same day, and actually have 4 credit cards at Capital One. I had 2 business and 2 personal, and I applied for 2 of the personal, both of them. I had the Quicksilver and the Platinum. Those were my first credit cards. I applied for them the same day, because I applied for one of them and I was like, I wonder, can I get another one? Then I read you can have 2 credit cards, 2 personal with Capital One. So I applied for the same credit card. I don't know which one it was. I think it was like the Platinum they approved me for first. So I applied for the Platinum one again and I got denied. And I called in like, what's going on? Why did I get denied? And she was like, we got to make sure that it's a different credit card. So that's why I had to get the Quicksilver, because I already had the Platinum coming. So she was like, hey, we can actually give you that credit card. And I was like, well, shoot, give me the credit card. But it was both on the same day. And then when I did the business credit cards, both of them was on the same day too. So you can definitely apply same day. Yes. Yes. You still want to, well, some months you probably, I don't know how everybody is doing their life. I don't know how everybody's doing their life. But let me tell you what I'm doing. I pay my balance completely off. I pay it off completely, but still like a day before the statement date. Don't forget the not the statement date. A day before my due date, I make sure everything is completely paid off. I go ahead and check the account, I make sure everything is paid off. But 2 days after my due date, I go and I charge something on my credit card, or sometimes I'll do it a day after my due date. I'll charge something small just so that they can report a balance. But I see that a lot of people, if they were to pay off their full balance, what they're doing is they're probably paying it off after the statement date, which is a big problem. The reason why I'm paying off my credit card before the due date, like completely paying it off, is because I don't want to be charged any interest. If you guys are not paying your full statement balance, you're being charged interest. So I just try to make sure that I have my credit card paid off before the due date. So make sure you're doing that too. Because some people think of it like this: oh, they're not going to report until 3 days after my due date. So they think, oh, I'll just make sure I pay it before they report. But if you paying it before they report, say if you just pay a minimum payment by the due date and you just wait and you wait 2 days and then you pay it off, after your due date, then you're going to be charged interest because you were supposed to have that balance paid off by your due date, your statement balance by your due date. So just make sure you understanding that, because a lot of people don't understand that. And if for some reason, listen to this, y'all, like really listen to this. If you do not pay your balance in full and you decide you're going to pay it off, you're going to pay less than your statement date, your statement balance by your due date. If you pay less than what they're telling you you owe, then it's going to take you 3 billing cycles to get back on tracks. Even if you was to pay it off the next month all the way, you got to do it for 3 billing cycles to try to get back on track, where you'll have that grace period. That's all it really is. It's a grace period where they're not going to be charging you interest. But if you do not pay it off from that day, anything else you're charging on your credit card, you're being charged interest on that, you guys. So make sure you all are paying it off. You paying off your full balance. Pay it off a few days before your due date. Like, get in the habit of that. Pay your stuff off early. Pay it off a few days before your due date, and maybe the day after your payment is due. Say if it's due on the 3rd, on the 4th, you charge something. And I just say the 4th because I know it's going to take, it's a such thing as your transaction pending, and it's such thing as it posting. So you want to make sure that that transaction posts to your account, and it takes 2 days for it to post. So 3 days after your due date is when they're going to report to the credit bureau. So if you buy something the day after your due date, then you know that it's going to be posted by the day that they're going to actually report to the credit bureaus. So remember that, you guys, pay off those credit cards. And I know I always tell you guys, like, all these different credit cards, but I only come up with all these different credit cards because people need different credit cards. I do not want y'all racking up and getting a lot of credit cards. I told you all before, like, I had $70,000 in credit cards. $70,000. I got them so quick. And then it got to the point where I had to start to manage these credit cards and balance these credit cards. And it got overwhelming to the point where I wasn't able to pay them, and they ended up getting charged off. That's how I learned too about repairing credit, because I had to clean that up. If I wouldn't have to clean that up, I wouldn't know anything about repairing credit. But I don't want you all to go down that path, because you don't want to have to rebuild. Like right now, I'm 30 years old. On my credit report, my first credit card is when I was 18, but I ended up messing up that credit card. If I would have had that credit card since I was 18 and have it now till I was 30, that would be a credit card that people would die to be added on as an authorized user, because it will boost somebody's credit score up so high because it got age. So I don't want to mess up with any credit cards, and I don't want you all to mess up with any credit card companies. I want you to actually build with these companies, because age is going to be that thing that gets you into the 800s. That's why a lot of people get added onto other people's credit cards as an authorized user if they want to get their credit score even higher, because they have age on those credit cards. Well, they should. People just getting added on to anybody account as an authorized user right now, so I can't say that. But I don't want you guys to mess up on these different credit cards. I really want you guys to start paying your credit cards on time, and make sure that you are not spending recklessly. And like, one of my biggest goals is just to make sure I do not have like debt. I'm trying to build wealth, and I don't want to I know I'm preaching this, but I don't want to get to a certain point in life and then I'm trying to teach y'all new concepts where I'm at. I started off buying real estate. I bought 4 properties at one time. I started off doing that, and I want to start pushing that onto the channel, but I don't want to start pushing that and y'all got credit card debt. Y'all got all these other problems, because y'all not going to relate to me. I'll have to rebuild on my audience. I want you all to grow with me too. So just make sure that you're paying your bills on time. And if you can, do not leave a balance on your credit card, especially knowing that you still owe money on your car. I just don't like that. I'm almost done paying mine off. So, and it's been less than 2 years. I do not want to hold debt if I was to continue to make my regular payments on my car from this point to my 60 months, basically going forward, I would basically be buying my car all over again. I did the math. So all of that money now can go towards something else. Do not get in debt and sit in debt. So if you could pay off your credit cards or anything you can do in terms of not having a lot of debt, please do it. Please do it. That's good. And your utilization is 5%. That's really good. Congratulations. You can respond to all of them, but don't. Y'all gotta be picky. Like, y'all gotta think about dating. I don't know. You don't just date everybody. Like, what are you gonna bring to the table? You know, you don't just date everybody. Think about that with your credit card companies. See what they're offering you. Um, I had got a lot of offers in the mail too, but I'm just making the videos to show you all what the offers are. Y'all see some of those credit cards, like the one I did today. Like I told you all, it's $175. That is a credit card just for them to give you that credit card. That's going to be the fee. As soon as you get approved for the credit card, they're gonna send you the credit card minus that 175. And that's a credit card that gets sent to everybody. Almost anybody can get approved for that credit card. But I wouldn't tell people to get it. I wouldn't tell people to get it. And I like to put those credit cards on the channel just so I can get y'all all excited about it. And then I talk crap about it low key just because I don't want everybody to get into those credit cards. So it's a trap. So look and see what they're offering you. Are you going to have an annual fee? You don't want to mess with a credit card right now that has an annual fee. You don't. And let me tell you why. If your credit card has an annual fee, and I mean, like, you don't have one of those credit cards that you get all these crazy benefits, you know. I mean, you getting a regular credit card. If your credit card have an annual fee, it's a problem because, like I told you all, you want your credit, you want to build with your credit cards. You don't want to just close them, because when you close your credit cards, it's going to drop your credit score because they're no longer reporting you. You want counts to stay on your credit reports for a long time. You want them to age. And if you have a credit card that has an annual fee, you're going to grow out that credit card, especially if you're doing what you need to do to get your credit score higher. You're going to grow out of it, and now you got to close it. If you are willing to take a credit card with a fee, so like that 100, think about it like this: the Fortiva credit card is $175, right? That's when you first sign up. They're going to take that off. You can just take $200 and get a secure credit card. Get a secure credit card, and they're going to go ahead and report to the credit bureaus for you, and then it can graduate. Like, you can get you a Navy Fed credit card, you can get you a Capital One credit card, you can get Discover credit card. These are companies that you should be willing to grow with. Yeah, you with these credit cards, you're not going to have the best interest rate, but we're not caring about interest when you're paying off your bill on time. Like, I don't care about that. But what you do care about is that you can grow with these companies and that you don't have an annual fee. These companies can stay on your credit reports forever. You can add your kids onto these credit cards. So look and see what they're offering you. And if you got an annual fee, you definitely don't want that. You definitely don't want that. Make sure you're going to get some good benefits on any of the credit cards that you go for. But don't go crazy, y'all. I see a lot of people have a lot of credit cards. Don't go crazy with these credit cards, especially if you know you can't budget it and afford it. Your rent is reported also. That's good. I see a lot of people reporting their rent. So I don't do inquiries. If you have inquiries on your credit report, all you have to do is just call Experian, call them and give them like 3 to 4 inquiries at a time and say, hey, these inquiries are not supposed to be on my credit reports. They need to be removed. And they should remove them right then and there. They should. That's the trick. That's what you do to get the inquiries removed. Now, like I said, don't you do 3 or 4. Don't tell them, hey, I have all 30 of these inquiries I need to get removed. You tell them that and you hang up. And usually your inquiries are going to be removed within 4 hours. So definitely just call them and tell them you need to get them removed. Good evening. I had made a video on C5. You should definitely check it out. That way you can get my full opinion on it. Hey, how are you doing? How are y'all doing tonight? Y'all getting tired? Like, I've been working like crazy, y'all, but is really with the baby. He's been changing so much. It's like a new person every week. It's something new with him. So I am definitely excited about the weekend. Hopefully y'all are excited about the weekend too. And you're definitely welcome. Oh, you got approved for the Victoria's Secret card, 150. Don't forget, with the shopping cart trick, there's so many more credit cards you can get. I want to make sure I organize the shopping cart trick on the channel because it's a playlist where you can play all the shopping cart trick credit cards. I'm going to make sure I organize them to like the best to like the worst ones. I want to make sure I organize that so people can know which credit cards they want to go ahead and apply for. But that's good. You was able to even get the shopping cart trick to work. That is really good. How do I find out when the bureau's report? Do I have to call each creditor? No, you don't have to call them. If you have Credit Karma, if you got Credit Karma, you should look under your utilization. Let me see if I had some things on here last time. Some images. I had the image of it. But if you look on Credit Karma and you look under where utilization is at, don't forget you got like the 6 boxes. You got 3 on top, 3 on bottom. The top one in the middle, that's going to show your credit card utilization. Click there and then click on whatever credit card you want to check. And then it's going to say date last reported. That's the day that they're going to report. Date last reported. It's usually that same day because it's going to update every month. It's usually that same day every month that they're going to report. But definitely look there. But also remember too, they used to report 3 days after your due date. That's usually what happens. They report 3 days after your due date. Hey, I just want to ask you what I heard. If I close my accounts I don't use that I got from the shopping cart trick. Hey, so if you can, just leave them alone for right now. I don't know. If you're trying to make a big purchase, like you're trying to get a house, you're trying to get a car, maybe even trying to get better credit cards, then you don't want to close these accounts because it is going to drop your credit. It's going to drop your credit score because you're closing positive accounts. So I would tell you to keep these credit cards open. I wouldn't close a credit card. I would make them close it on me. Now that's happened to me, and that usually happen if you don't use your credit card, usually in a year, sometimes 2 years. But they want to close the credit card on me because I want that credit card to report as long as it can. And now I just make sure I charge something on my credit card at least every 6 months to make sure they're going to continue to keep that account open, especially if you don't have an annual fee. Keep it open because it's helping you. So if you got an annual fee on any of those, I don't think you would, but if you got an annual fee, then go ahead and close it. But just keep them open. It will really help you out. I was approved for it. Yes. Do not overuse it. Do I need to purchase online? Well, I would not suggest you own any property without homeowners insurance. Or even even if you rent, for those out there that's renting, you guys should have renters insurance. But maybe it's not homeowners insurance. You sure that they're not trying to, because usually after you purchase a property, you get all this mail. You sure that they're not saying that you need to get a different type of insurance, because you should have homeowners insurance. I don't know. I'm tired too. I could just be, getting that wrong, but everybody should have insurance. Let me know if I'm reading that wrong. Let me see. After first round, where does it? I think that you should get your deed in the mail. I believe you should get it in the mail. I think I got mine in the mail. I believe. But I see right under your comment, we got Renee and Dominique. So you guys, Renee and Dominique, I'm gonna make sure to when I start back doing more videos on my real estate, you guys have been seeing those videos. I'll make sure I have them come on. But they in the Florida areas for those people that's looking to purchase a home. So if you're still here, I know what time was it? 6 minutes ago. Let us know when should they get their deed. But I believe I got mine in the mail. But usually they'll say things like you have to purchase it. You get a lot of letters saying you have to go ahead and purchase this. Don't listen to all those different letters. Do not listen to them. You should be able to get it already. I believe they already charge you for it when you close. Yeah, you better keep those accounts open. Like seriously, you're gonna drop your credit score. What can I do right now? You can only thing you can really do is you can try to set up some type of payment arrangements with them. That's really, but if they're not trying to help you, maybe you can try to see if you can maybe do like a balance transfer. I don't know where your credit score is at. Hopefully your credit score is still good. You can get a credit card that you can do a balance transfer with and transfer your, I'm guessing we talking about credit cards. Hopefully it's credit cards and not other loans, right? But hopefully you can do a balance transfer onto another credit card that had like a 0% interest rate. And that should be able to hold you out right now until you're able to bring up your money. And then if you have a 0% APR, usually it's for like a year, 18 months, that should help you out. And if you consolidate those, technically is what you're doing. You're consolidating those balances into one new credit card. If you do that, you should have a lower payment than if you was to pay each one of them separately. So hopefully you have that option. Now, when I messed up on my credit cards, I had to learn how to build my credit all over again. When I went through all of that, I found out I couldn't keep up the credit cards. And I was just like, I forget all of this. And I just stopped paying. And I just let whatever happened just happen. I don't suggest you do that. Try to figure out something. Do not just do that. Like, even if you have to get another job or do something, like get you a side hustle, do something to bring extra money to pay that off. And this is the main reason too why I do not want debt. I don't want to have car debt. I do not want to have student loan debt. And when I bought my first property, I paid cash. When I bought my first rental property, I paid cash for it because I don't like the thought of a mortgage or them taking money or something was to happen, I can't pay. That just scares me. Like if I can't pay for some reason, it's just gone. You know what I mean? So after you get out of this and you pay these different debts off, make sure you just do not have those type of spending habits anymore. You start saving towards your future. Think about retirement. I don't think people think about retirement. You can get past 750 on just the basics, like paying your bills on time, get you your 4 credit cards, 2 installment accounts, and you can really get past that 750. The biggest thing to really get past that 750 is age. It's going to take you time to get past it, but you can get past it. And if you want to, you can get added on to someone's credit card as an authorized user, but make sure it's somebody that's not maxing out their credit card, not having late payments. I've seen people get added onto the authorized user credit cards. I mean, they get added on as an authorized user to different credit cards, but they max the credit. The person maxed their credit card out, so now it's hurting them. Just get added on to the right account if you want to get there faster. But don't get onto someone where they're going to be on there. They're only going to have you on there temporarily. Because if you get added on as an authorized user, if you pay to be added on, you add a trade line. Basically, you tell them to add a trade line onto your credit report. If you're doing that, it's only going to be there for like 2 months, 3 months. As soon as it come off, you're going to feel it on your credit. Your credit score is going to drop back down. So if you can, try to get onto someone's account that's going to let you stay there. That's going to let you stay there. you what I wish I would have did. I would, at that time when I messed up my credit cards, as soon as it went to a collection company, I would have settled it right then and there. I mean, as soon as you get the letter, a lot of these companies, they'll settle out your debt for like 50% of what you owe. You can continue to fight the companies, but guess what? It's like you're a runaway slave. Think about it like that. I was watching Harriet Tubman, y'all. You like a runaway slave. Like they finna come find you, or they're gonna put somebody else in charge of finding you, which means they're gonna sell your debt. So if you don't pay off that credit card and it's with that collection company, you can fight them. They'll stop collecting, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to sell it to a new company, and it's going to keep getting sold and sold and sold. And one of these companies is going to mess around, just put on your credit report, even though they're not supposed to, which is going to ruin your credit. And that can be 3 or 4 years down the line. They'll still put on your credit reports. So I don't want people to run from debt. If you know you owe that debt, I will wait till it get with a collection company, and I will try to settle the debt out, because I know they'll be more willing to settle that debt out. The original creditor, if you want to, you can ask them, if they can, excuse me, you can ask them if they want to settle that debt out. But if they don't, just sit back, wait till they sell it. Like, just wait till they sell it. And when they sell it and that collection company come and contact you, play hardball with them, make them validate the debt, send out the letters to make them show that they actually own the debt. And when you do that and you find out that they're doing something wrong, hopefully you all are educating yourself on that. When you find out they did something wrong, they're going to be way more willing to settle for even less than 50% too. Or even if you do it the correct way, it gets to the point where they'll cancel that debt out so that they're not going to sell it to another company. But either way, you need to fight whatever you're fighting, but you need to fight it to the point where it's going to be completely gone and they're not going to keep selling it. And if you can, when you fight them, you really just want to get it settled. You just want them to basically do what you want. Sometimes some collection companies are going to say, I'm not going to settle it out. Okay, well, let me find out what you did wrong, and then you're going to be willing to settle it out. So just do not, this is the thing I was telling you guys about paying your bills on time. Your new on time for paying this on time is going to be when a collection company call, or if they send you a letter. Just respond to them, ask them for validation, ask them to show how they actually own the debt now, and then you can try to see if you can settle it out. But do not run, please, you guys. Like, even if you were to get accounts removed from your credit reports, like negative accounts, you guys, you really need to settle those accounts out, because they're going to sell it to a new company. And that new company is going to come after you, and you're going to keep running forever. You're going to keep running forever. Like, it's just too much. And God forbid, you about to get that house, you about to get that car, you about to close, you good, and boom, a new account on your credit report, new collection reporting, and drop your credit score 70 points. Do not run. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that you can just settle out and just get over with and not think about it anymore. Oh, Renee, she said something. I guess sometimes you get to do. Oh, maybe they were talking about title insurance then, huh? But homeowner insurance, everybody, even if you're renting, get renter's insurance. Like, you need those things. You really need it. Yeah, a lot of them is scams. Yeah, a lot of them is scams. Thank you so much. A lot of them is scams, but make sure you have homeowners insurance. Something happened. That's like not having insurance on your car. My dad used to get on my butt all the time. Like, you need to have insurance. You need to have insurance. I remember when I first got my first car. I was 17 when I got my first car, a Sunfire. And my dad kept saying, you got to have insurance. You got to have insurance. And you get in a car accident, you're going to realize why you should have insurance. Something happened with the house. You're going to realize you need to have insurance. One thing I do want to tell you all, though, if you do have insurance, do not file claims, unnecessary claims. Like for my condo, I had insurance on my condo. Well, I still got insurance on it. my condo, I filed a claim because for some reason the hose on the washing machine came off. And I think they cut me a check for like $10,000. It just flooded the basement out. It wasn't like major, like everything was still working. It wasn't major, but I ended up getting dropped from the insurance just from filing that one claim. And now when I want to go get other insurance, what is this, a while ago that this happened? But right away when I want to get insurance, it was hard for me to get insurance. So even if you all have insurance, don't file ridiculous claims, especially if you have car insurance too. Do not just file claims because you can. Like, got a crack on my windshield, and my deductible is high. I have my deductible high because it's just no reason why I should have it really low. And she was like, well, I can go ahead and file a claim, but your windshield is less than what the claim would be. I see some people filing claims on for their windshield. Just, just simple things. You don't want to do that, because the same way we got a credit report, we have a report with all of the different claims you file, all of that car accidents, all these different things. And that's going to stop you. That's going to hurt you when you're trying to get better insurance. You have a whole separate report that's basically telling about how you filed these claims. Do I recommend trade lines? I do recommend trade lines for certain people. It depends. If you're trying to buy a house, your credit score is not where you need it to be, then I suggest you get a trade line, especially if you did everything you can. You removed everything from your credit reports, or at least much as you can. And some people may still have a bankruptcy or something that's bringing the credit score down. They may still have negative accounts on their credit reports, and they want to buy right now. And these accounts are not going to stop you from buying, but your credit score is still low. You got your 4 credit cards, but you kind of just got those to the point where they haven't been on your credit reports for, I say, more than a year. Then I do suggest people get that trade line. So I do suggest it. I just don't think that people should get a trade line just to get a trade line, though. Because some people get a trade line and they think, oh, my credit score is high. They think it's going to stay there. It's going to be off in a few months. You only get it when you're going to apply for a house, a car, or some more credit cards or some type of loan. Then you want to go ahead and get it. I'm doing really good. How are you doing? I did a review on this. So I don't know what's going on with it now, but I don't think I think I recommended it, but I don't think it was nothing exciting. It wasn't anything exciting. I think that's the credit card that I applied for. It's like a debit card, I believe. I don't remember all the details on it, but they reported to the credit bureaus and I never put any money on it. So that's good. If for those people, they actually did report. So that's really good. They reported just from applying for it. They had reported. Yes, I do help people. As long as you're in the United States, you're fine. As long as you're in the United States, you're fine. Since I had the baby on the internet, I almost at 1 million views. Oh my gosh. So many people contacted me, even from different countries. And I'm like, I can't help y'all. Even Canada too. I did an interview on my real estate podcast with a lady from Canada. We went over credit and everything like that. I'm able to help wherever, but even I have a connection in Canada now. So that's really nice. And I could definitely refer someone to you depending on where you're at. But schedule that call. Let me make sure I drop that link for those people. I was telling everybody earlier that I finally opened up my schedule, so now you can schedule a call with me. So you can now schedule a call. So go ahead and schedule a call. And it's only, my hours are only small right now, y'all. I'm too ashamed to say them. I'm only available for 2 hours within the day. That's it. So y'all gotta make sure y'all get me during those 2 hours, because it'll be too much with having a baby, and I have a lot of home buying clients. So I need to focus on those clients. A lot of people closing, so I need to focus on those clients. Oh, thank you. Good night. They will show up. Your claims will show up for sure. Okay, y'all. So we already at the 45-minute mark, and I'm already done with the questions. I've been just rolling through them. So again, you guys, I have my schedule open for those people that want to go ahead and schedule a call. Go ahead and schedule a call, but understand I'm only available for 2 hours. So get in where you fit in, and it's only from 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to be available from 12 to 2. Go ahead and schedule your appointments. Please do not schedule an appointment if you're not going to be available. Do not do that, because I'm going to end up having to block you, or if I see you schedule another appointment, I probably won't even take it. So make sure that if you schedule an appointment, you go ahead and you be available for that appointment. And for those people that schedule appointments, I am not going over a lot of people want me to help them completely with business credit. I am not going to focus on business credit. I have goals for this year in terms of getting people into houses, so I need to focus on that. So definitely, if you guys want help with home buying, your credit, definitely go ahead and schedule a call. But if you're going to schedule a call, let me have, especially if it's about credit, let me have some type of access to look at your credit reports, because I don't like when clients try to explain to me what's going on and then I look and it's not what's really going on. It's like when you go to the doctor, you like, the doctor, you explaining what's happening with your arm, and then the doctor like, did you not see this and that? They telling you, I needed to see this. You can't just send me a picture, or I can't just talk to you over the phone. I need to see what's going on. It's the same thing with me. I need to look at your credit report, see what's going on, and see what you need to do. And congratulations to, I will make sure I start posting all of the people that's getting pre-approved, that's doing their closings. I am so excited about that. My goal is to make sure I focus on real estate more this year. So I'm definitely going to start posting more of the people that's getting approved for all these different loans out here, because that's very exciting. You really want to make sure that you're paying off your debt, and then you're working towards owning something, like really truly owning something. So get over your past life, because that's all that is, old things in the past. You want to get over that and then move forward and start obtaining assets. So for those people that's buying a property, you guys are definitely getting assets. Oh, this must be, I don't even know if that's a real person or somebody just dropping that here. But if you guys have your LexisNexis, if you guys remember, I told you guys don't do those claims. You guys can always pull your LexisNexis report. You can call them, ask them to send you reports, and you can dispute anything that's on that report. Usually, if you have a bankruptcy on your credit report, I always tell people to go ahead and get it removed from LexisNexis, because LexisNexis is going to tell the other credit bureaus to go ahead and remove it. That's going to be an easy way to get your bankruptcy removed. And you want to do that with your other accounts that's on there, but definitely get your credit reports from the third-party bureaus. But since I don't have any questions, I'm going to take this time to politely say good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. I'm going to get in while I'm ahead, because y'all know I would go later. So for some reason, y'all ain't got any questions, I'm going to go ahead and get prepared to relax on my weekend and clean up what I need to clean up in terms of the different projects I'm doing in my life. But if you guys want to schedule a call, don't forget, go ahead and schedule a call. I look forward to seeing y'all next Friday. I'm going to make sure I go live next Friday for you all, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have any questions about home buying, credit, or anything too, especially when it's pertaining to debt, because some people it's not even so much about their credit reports, it's about certain debts. Go ahead and give me a call, and I can go ahead and tell you what you need to do, because sometimes you just need somebody to look and tell you, okay, this is simple. Do this, do this, do this, and your life will be so much easier. So go ahead and schedule that call. And good night. Enjoy your weekend too. I'm going to try to enjoy mine for sure. What are you going to help him with? He need age. He's so young. He's going to need age to get higher. Like, what do you mean you want to help him with his credit score? Only way his credit score is going to get higher is you make sure he got those base credit cards. And if he wanted to get any higher, other than just waiting for it to grow, then he probably need to add some trade lines on. Maybe add them on as authorized user to yours if you haven't already. But you probably did. It's probably why he has 750 already right now. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The best moves for it depends on what's the goal. That's when it come down to credit, I need to know like what's the goal. Well, what kind of 18-year-old are we talking about? Are we talking about somebody that want to get into real estate, that want to use their credit to buy something? Like, or are they just trying to have good credit so when they get older, when they want to purchase a house, they can have that option? I need details. Yeah, that probably is what helped him get his credit score that high. I can't wait to do that with my daughter. Oh, she's gonna be 13 this year. I'm just scared to add her on as authorized user. I'm gonna start letting her use my credit cards this year, just to start learning how to do credit. Well, since his credit score is higher, help him get he help him get credit cards that he can keep himself, like good credit cards that can stay on his credit reports, like some without annual fees. Like try to see if he can get credit cards with like Chase, Discover, and just those simple ones for right now that he can grow with. See, this is the problem, y'all. This is the problem. I am becoming like debt free, you guys. So my answers is not what everybody want to hear. And I be so ashamed to even say them now. If it's a debt and you owe it and it's on your credit report, depending on what you're trying to do, I would still dispute it. And I would set it up so that they will believe I'm going to sue them, or I would actually really send a lawsuit in to get that account removed. And if they're messing up and they're reporting your account inaccurate, you could probably tie them up to the point where they're going to just try to get rid of the debt in general. But I don't want you guys to have debts. I don't want you guys to have anything sitting out there. If it's within the statute of limitations, you try to handle it some type of way, because I just don't want them to sell it. I don't want them to give it to another company and I was going to start reporting. I don't want those different things to happen. Well, schedule appointment directly with me. Schedule appointment directly with me, and then I'll make sure I call you. But I would. Sometimes people have these debts, and they like, I don't even want to. Like, let me give you an example. Like, we got our premium disputes, and I know that weekend collections are very easy. Late payments, all these different things are getting fixed easily. Now, these charge-offs. I had a client with a charge-off over $10,000. I don't want to mess with them. I don't want to mess with them as much, but some of them I still would say, do something about it. Especially if you're trying to buy a house, because if you buy a house, it's going to get attached to your house. If they sue you and you lose, it's going to get attached to your house as a lien, because you're going to have that judgment. So, like with that car, I would want to kind of leave it alone, but still, I want to start selling these debts out if you can, especially if it's within the statute of limitations. Get it over with. And a lot of times, too, some of these accounts is not a lot of money. You will spend more time and mental anguish trying to fight it than to just pay it or do something about it. Oh, you finally here, but we gotta go. We gotta go. But I will see you all next Friday. If I decide to go live sooner, I'll let you know. You'll definitely see me. I know that's not the answer. It's not the answer, but you might gotta do it. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta stay here. I will not dispute a debt over $2,500. Well, listen, you guys. All of those, remember I told you I had over $70,000 in credit cards that I could not pay. I had no choice. I had to get it deleted from my credit reports. I had all these late payments from just letting them do whatever they're going to do. They charged them off. They are off of my credit reports, and I don't have, I disputed them off. I didn't get sued or anything like that. So, and then I have clients too where it's collections and clearly over $2,500 where you don't get sued. I really want you all, if you have a account like that, you can get a little side job. you can do something. Get rid of the debt. Like, just get rid of it. And like I said, have that mindset that you're going to pay. I want us to really have that mindset of don't take anybody money if you're not going to pay them back. Because I don't care what the terms are. Oh, Rickita, that Mission Lane credit card got all these annual fees. I'm not going to pay them. They shouldn't be giving out that credit card anyway. You signed up for it. You signed up for it. Like, do not take anybody money if you're not going to pay them back. I don't care. You agreed to it. You spent that money. Do not do that. If we just have that basic mindset, you guys, you'll be good. And I don't want to think I'm not going to dispute a certain account, especially if you can get your credit score higher. I wouldn't think I'm not going to dispute a certain account because I can get sued, because it's so many accounts. A lot of times people credit reports say are within the statute of limitations. It's going to be impossible for it to be outside of it. Like in Wisconsin, it's 6 years. Y'all know how long that is, that you're scared of a $2,500 debt that you could settle for have, like, or even if it's a $10,000 debt, depending on what the debt is, like, try to figure these different things out, and it'll make you stronger too. Like with me paying off my car, going crazy, and then the amount of money I'm using to pay off my car. Now I know I'm capable of saving the same amount I'm paying. So when I'm done paying off my car, I done built up a muscle of paying this amount every month now to get this car paid off. So you guys are only get stronger when you clean up everything like you need to clean it up. I just couldn't see myself. Like, I looked at my student loans. I never made a payment on my student loans ever. I always deferred them. Y'all know I haven't been in school in forever. And I just think about it like, now they're telling me I got 7 more years to pay these off. Yeah, right. Y'all get these debts settled so y'all can move on. You can get your property. You don't have to worry about liens being attached to your property. Y'all can really move on, like, seriously. But I'm going to show y'all me winning, and y'all going to want to win too. So I'm going to have my car paid off. It's actually supposed to be paid off in April, but maybe paid off next month, y'all. It may be paid off next month, so I'm so excited about that. But I got to pay taxes too, so, you know, it's probably going to stay on time for April probably, but I'm going to show y'all me winning and me doing what I need to do, and hopefully it motivate y'all too to do what y'all need to do. Y'all do not want to have these debts, like these debts just sitting there ruining y'all life when y'all can do something about it. But let me get off of here, y'all, because I'm going on again, getting my little tangents now, because I'm like, don't look at debts like that anymore, y'all. But I'll see you guys next Friday. Y'all have a nice night. Thank you guys for coming on to the live. Make sure you're doing something productive this weekend and change your mindset. And if you do not have your credit cards on auto pay, put them on auto pay with at least the minimum. Put them on auto pay with the minimum. And thank me next